Today, we're going to dive into a real-life medical detective story. It's one of those cases that's a real mind-bender, not just about finding a cure, but about seeing a truth that was hiding in plain sight the whole time. And in the process, it tells us something really fundamental about the homeopathic way of looking at health. And that's really the question at the heart of this whole thing, isn't it? It's a puzzle that forces you to look past the obvious, beyond what's right there on the surface. It's the kind of question any great detective has to tackle, and, as you're about to see, any great homeopathic practitioner too. All right, so let's meet our patient. He's a 37-year-old businessman, and he walks into a homeopathic clinic with a really scary problem. His blood platelet count is just falling, and so far, nobody can figure out how to stop it. So what's going on here? Well, the official diagnosis is ITP, immune thrombocytopenia. Now, in simple terms, that means his own body has turned against itself. His immune system, the very thing that's supposed to protect him, is now identifying his own platelets as the enemy and just wiping them out. It's a serious situation. And you can just feel the clock ticking here, right? Look at these numbers. Before he even got to the clinic, his count had already fallen quite a bit. By the time of his first visit, it's down to 84,000. And just 2 weeks after that, it's even lower. The trend is obvious, and frankly, it's headed in a very dangerous direction. Okay, so the practitioner puts on their detective hat. The very first step in any deep case analysis like this is just to watch, to listen. You have to gather all the clues the patient is giving you. Their behavior, how they talk, their personality, all of it. And wow, what a first impression this guy makes. You know, he's not what you might expect. He's not anxious or quiet. It's the complete opposite. He's so incredibly friendly, smiling the whole time. He's asking about the practitioner's family, chatting like they've known each other for years, even offering to bring gifts. I mean, on the surface, this guy is the absolute picture of a warm, sociable, deeply caring person. So you can see the thinking behind that first prescription, right? Based on the super friendly, talkative personality, plus a specific craving he had for salt and ice-cold drinks, the remedy phosphorus seemed like a perfect fit. In homeopathy, all those outward signs were pointing in one clear direction. And for a moment, it looks like a home run. The results were incredible. As you can see, his platelets shot way up to a healthy 157,000. Case closed, right? But, and this is a big but, it all came crashing down. His numbers plummeted again, even lower than where he started. The remedy had matched the surface level stuff, but it didn't stick. The real problem was still lurking somewhere deeper. And this right here is where the whole case just breaks wide open. The clue that was going to solve this mystery didn't come from a blood test or a physical exam. Nope, it came out of nowhere during the totally casual conversation. So the practitioner just happened to mention they had to travel for some legal thing, and the patient, true to his friendly nature, starts offering sympathy. But then he does something totally unexpected. He starts telling a story from his own life. And as the practitioner later wrote, the story was quite strange and interesting. And let me tell you, strange doesn't even begin to cover it. So here's the backstory he lays out. Years ago, his father had been framed. He was arrested over a land dispute, completely set up by a rival who had some corrupt cops in his pocket. It was a huge injustice designed to humiliate and trap his father. But this patient, he didn't just get mad. He got strategic. And this plan he came up with, it's just brilliant in a really chilling way. First, he creates an alibi for himself by parking his car near the police station all day so his phone's location is logged. Then, he files a fake complaint, claiming those same cops illegally detained him and stole a ton of money. And he uses his phone's location data as proof, turning their own system right back on them. And the kicker? He didn't want their money. To drop the charges, he demanded that they come to his village and publicly apologize to everyone. This wasn't just revenge. This was a masterpiece of cold, calculated payback. And listening to this, you can just imagine the light bulb going off over the practitioner's head. It was a massive aha moment. That friendly, smiling man sitting in the office, that was a performance. Underneath that mask was something else entirely. This really breaks it down perfectly. It's like looking at two completely different people in one body. The appearance, the mask he wore, was the smile. Warm, friendly, affectionate. But the reality, his true inner nature, was the serpent. Malicious, calculating, and deeply revengeful. That was the real person, and that was the clue that had been missed all along.
And this is why that story was so crucial. In homeopathy, we're often looking for what we call a constitutional remedy. And as you can see here, it's not a medicine you pick for a specific disease. It's a remedy that matches the person's entire being, their deepest mental and emotional core. That first remedy, phosphorus, it matched the smile, but the real cure, that had to match the serpent. So with this new piece of information, everything just snaps into focus. The practitioner looks at the case again with fresh eyes. What are the keynotes now? A malicious nature, a mind capable of long-term, clever planning for revenge, and connecting it all back to the physical body, an illness involving the disorganization of the blood itself, the ITP. All of these clues were now pointing directly to a completely different remedy, Lachesis. So a new remedy is chosen, but this time it's not aimed at the platelets. It's not aimed at the ITP diagnosis. It's aimed squarely at the person, at that hidden serpent nature that was finally revealed. And the results? I mean, just look at this. It's absolutely staggering. From that low point of 77,000, his platelets jumped to 150,000 after just one dose. After the second, they're at a completely normal, healthy 198,000. And the most important part? It held. This wasn't another temporary boost. This was the real deal. This was resolution. And that's really the heart of this entire story, isn't it? The cure, the true healing, didn't come from a remedy that was chosen to treat the disease. It came from a remedy that was chosen to treat the person who had the disease. It came from finally understanding the serpent hiding behind the smile. And this case really leaves us with a huge question to chew on. What is true health, really? Is it just about making uncomfortable symptoms go away, just silencing the noise? Or is it something much deeper, a process of truly understanding who we are, right down to our very core? It's definitely something to think about.